So You Think You Can Dance is an American televised dance competition show that airs on Fox in the United States and is the flagship series of the international So You Think You Can Dance television franchise. The series premiered on July 20, 2005 with over 10 million viewers and ended the summer season as the top-rated show on television. SYTYCD was created by American Idol producers Simon Fuller and Nigel Lythgoe and is produced by 19 Entertainment and Dick Clark Productions. The first season was hosted by current American news personality Lauren Sánchez. Since the second season, it has been hosted by former British children's television personality and one-time game show emcee Cat Deeley. During its second season, the program remained the #1 rated summer show but it has declined in ratings since. The show features a tiered format wherein dancers from a variety of styles enter open auditions held in a number of major U.S. cities to showcase their unique styles and talents and, if allowed to move forward, then are put through additional rounds of auditions to test their ability to adapt to different styles. At the end of this process, a small number of dancers are chosen as finalists. These dancers move on to the competition's main phase, where they perform solo, duet, and group dance numbers in a variety of styles. They compete for the votes of the broadcast viewing audience which, combined with the input of a panel of judges, determines which dancers advance to the next stage from week to week. The number of finalists has varied as determined by a season's format, but has typically been 20 contestants. The show features a broad variety of American and international dance styles including classical, contemporary, ballroom, hip-hop, street, club, jazz, and musical theater styles, amongst others, with many subgenres within these categories represented. Competitors attempt to master these styles which are generally, but not always, assigned by a luck of the draw system to survive successive weeks of elimination. The eventual champion wins a cash prize and the title of America's Favorite Dancer. In 10 seasons, the winners have been Nick Lazzarini, Benjamin "Benji" Schwimmer, Sabra Johnson, Joshua Allen, Jeanine Mason, Russell Ferguson, Lauren Froderman, Melanie Moore, Eliana Gerard, Sheehan Westbeatskop, Amy Yakima, and Dushawn Fikshanskal. Gerard and Westbeatskop shared the title as dual winners for Season 9 and Yakima and Skal as the winners of Season 10. The show has won 7 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Choreography and a total of 9 Emmys altogether. Licensed variations of the show, produced for broadcast markets in other nations, began airing in August 2005 and to date 25 localized adaptations of So You Think You Can Dance have been produced representing as many countries. Show format: a typical season of So You Think You Can Dance is divided between a selection process, during which expert judges select competitors from a wide pool of applicant dancers, and a competition phase, during which these finalists compete for votes from home viewers. Though it is produced over the course of months, the selection phase is highly edited and usually constitutes only the first 2-4 weeks of aired episodes, with the competition episodes forming the remaining 8-9 weeks of the season. Open auditions: the open auditions, the first stage in determining a season's finalists, take place in 5-6 major U.S. cities each season and are typically open to anyone aged 18-30 at the time of their audition. The cities where auditions are held change from season to season but some, such as Los Angeles and New York, are featured in most seasons. During this stage, dancers perform a brief routine before a panel of dance experts, usually headed by series creator and executive producer Nigel Lythgoe. This panel then decides on the spot whether the dancer demonstrated enough ability and performance value to proceed further. If the dancer exhibited exceptional ability in their performance, judges award a ticket to Vegas, moving them instantly one step forward in the competition. Alternatively, if judges are on the fence about the dancer, they will ask the contestant to wait until the end of that day's auditions to participate in a short test of their ability to pick up professional choreography. Callbacks: the second stage of the selection process, referred to as the callbacks, is a several-day-long process in which the remaining hopefuls are tested for overall well-rounded dance ability, stamina, and their ability to perform under pressure. the dancers are put through a battery of rounds that test their ability to pick up various dance styles. Additionally, they may be asked to perform further solos in styles of their choosing and, since Season 2, participate in a group choreography round in which small teams of contestants must display their musicality and ability to communicate professionally by choreographing a performance to a randomly selected piece of music. This challenge is notable as being the only time competitors are asked to choreograph themselves, aside from solos. The callbacks are often collectively portrayed as one of the most exhausting and stressful stages of the competition. Each successive round sees cuts in which a significant portion of the remaining dancers are eliminated from competition, and dancers are given a limited amount of time to adapt to styles they are sometimes wholly unfamiliar with while being physically taxed by the rapid progression of rounds and a limited amount of rest. At the end of this process, usually less than 40 competitors remain in a pool that final contestants are chosen from. Most seasons have featured 20 top finalists for the competition portion of the show, but Season 1 was represented by a top 16 and Season 7 saw a top 11. Finalist selection and showcase episode, following Vegas Week Euro, which has, through video vignettes, made many of the dancers increasingly familiar to the audience as it observes their attempts to cope with the challenges of the Week Euro. The judges panel selects their finalists from the remaining dancers, breaking the good or bad news to each dancer. Since Season 6, the series has also featured a showcase episode that takes place immediately before the main competition. In this showcase, dancers compete for the first time on the main SYTYCD stage in Los Angeles before a live audience, dancing duet or group routines, but only in their own styles. In Seasons 8 through 10, the finalist announcement episode and the dancers showcase were combined into one episode, with groups of dancers taking to the stage for the first time immediately after they are revealed. In Seasons 6 through 9, no dancers were in danger of elimination at this point, and the first round of viewer voting and judge eliminations occurred the following week. In the slightly truncated format of the most recent seasons of 10 and 11, the dancer showcase is the first episode to be accompanied by viewer voting and a resulting elimination. Top 20 to Top 10. Following the finalist selection process, the show transitions into its regular competition phase, which lasts the rest of the season. The competition stage is divided into 8 weeks, with 2 contestants eliminated per week. Dancers are paired up in some seasons at random, and in others by judges into male-female couples that will stay paired for half of the remaining competition if neither is eliminated. These couples perform 2 duets per week in randomly selected styles. These duets, as with all non-solo performances at this stage in the competition, are choreographed by professional choreographers, who are often noteworthy names in their own genres or American dance culture at large. Prior to most duet performances, a video packet of clips of the couple preparing to perform the routine is shown. These packets are intended not only to demonstrate the couple's efforts to master the routine, but also to give glimpses of the personalities of the dancers as well as to allow the choreographer to give insight as to the thematic, narrative, and artistic intentions of the piece. Following each duet performance, the week's panel of judges gives critical feedback, often emphasizing the 2 key areas of technique and performance value. These duets and their accompanying video packets and critiques typically take up the majority of a competition show but may be supplemented by solos or group numbers during the later portion of the season. Each competition show ends with a quick recap of the night's routines accompanied by on-screen reminders of the telephone numbers by which at-home viewers can vote for the contestant of their choosing, and it is at this point that those lines opening to receive votes. As of Season 8, voting can also be performed online. Performance shows typically last 2 hours, commercials included. In Seasons 2 to 8 the show's weekly format was split between 2 episodes, a performance episode, as described above, and a results show which reveals the outcome of the at-home viewer voting. Results shows typically aired on the night immediately following that of the performance show of the same week and usually opened with a group routine from the remaining contestants. The main purpose of this show was to determine which of the dancers are eliminated that week, but these episodes generally also featured guest dance performances or guest musical acts, and sometimes video packets that provide insight on the dancers and their journey on the show. Lythgoe has commented that the group routines and occasional guest performances will be included in the singular weekly episodes of Season 9. Regardless of how many shows air per week for a given season, a bottom 3 couples are typically revealed weekly at this stage in the competition. Each of these 6 dancers are then in danger of elimination and must perform a solo for the judges as their last effort to impress and stay in the competition. The judges then retire briefly to determine which man and woman will leave the competition. The eliminated dancers are then announced and given a brief send-off via a video montage. If the dancers who were eliminated were not from the same couple, then the 2 remaining members form a new couple for the following week's performances. On 2 occasions, the judges, unwilling to send any of the bottom dancers home on the merits of their performances that week, have abstained from making an elimination and instead allowed all competitors to proceed to the next week, which would be followed by an elimination of double the usual number of competitors. Results shows have varied in length from 1 to 2 hours, commercials included. In Season 1 there was no results show and the dancers' eliminations were pre-recorded the week they occurred and then broadcast at the beginning of the next week's episode. Season 9 has marked a return to the 1 episode per week format but differs in that contestants' eliminations will be revealed at the end of an episode, when voting from the previous week is revealed, but only after the dancers have performed the new week's routines and been given another chance to impress the judges. Top 10 to finale. Around the time that the show enters its top 10 competitor phase, there are typically several format changes that take place. Couples are split up and new pairings are formed for each of the remaining weeks. Additionally, voting is usually then cast for individual dancers rather than couples. Lastly, the judges often give up their power to save dancers at this point, and eliminations are determined exclusively by viewer votes, with judges serving in only an advisory capacity. In Seasons 2 to 6, a results show was still shown the following night to reveal the results of the vote, though it featured a bottom 4 dancers as opposed to a bottom 3 couples once the top 10 stage was reached. Each season undergoes one final format shake-up in its last week, which typically takes place when the show reaches a top 4. In the final performance show, the remaining dancers typically each dance duets with all of their remaining fellow finalists as well as perform solos and participate in group numbers. The following night's season finale episode is often the most elaborately produced show of a season and features the last performances of the competitors, encore performances of many of the season's most acclaimed routines, guest dancers, musical performances and multiple video packets chronicling the course of the season's events, all culminating in the announcement of the winner of the competition, as decided by the previous night's vote. In the first 8 seasons, a singular winner was announced, of which there have been 4 women and 4 men over the course of the series. Since Season 9, 2 winners have been crowned, 1 man and 1 woman. Following the closure of the season, the top 10 dancers often go on tour for several months, performing hit routines from the season amongst other performances. Variations. While the above describes the most likely format for a given season, there have been notable variations in how various seasons have been arranged. While most seasons have seen 20 top finalists, Season 1, being slightly shorter in length than all following seasons, saw only a top 16, and its final performance show had an improvisational segment that was never again seen on the show. Aired in the fall, Season 6 saw some cuts to its average airtime per episode and ended at a top 6 rather than a top 4. Season 7 featured a number of different format tweaks, several of which have not been featured in any other season. Rather than featuring a top 20 with 2 eliminations per week, Season 7 had a top 11 and sent home only 1 dancer per week, ending with a top 3 finale. Season 7 also saw the introduction of All-Stars, former contestants who return in a non-competitive role to pair with new competitors for some of their routines. Seasons 8 and 9 saw a return to the top 20 format but also continued to use All-Stars after the competition reached the top 10 phase. Judges. The judging panel has also varied considerably over the run of the series. Typically a season has 2 Euro 3 permanent judges with an additional 1 Euro 2 guest judges for most episodes, with the panel ballooning up to 6 Euro 9 members for Vegas week and the finale. Executive producer Nigel Lythgoe is the only permanent judge on the panel for all 9 seasons. Other permanent judges have included ballroom specialist Mary Murphy, film director and choreographer Adam Shankman and contemporary choreographer Mia Michaels. Guest judge positions are typically filled by choreographers who work regularly on the show though choreographers will never develop routines for an episode on which they judge who in rare cases may also be former contestants themselves, and by iconic names from the entertainment industry. Guest judges for the show have included Debbie Allen, Christina Applegate, Robin Antin, Tony Basil, Cicely Bradley, Kristen Chenoweth, Alex da Silva, Ellen DeGeneres, Ty Stereo, Joey Dowling, Napoleon and Tabitha Dumo, Carmen Electra, Brian Friedman, Jean-Marc Gar Copyright Na Copyright Ray, Jason Gilkison, Neil Patrick Harris, Hi-Hat, Katie Holmes, Dan Carity, Lady Gaga, Lil C, Rob Marshall, Mandy Moore, Megan Mullally, Kenny Ortega, Tony Reid Puff, Debbie Reynolds, Wade Robson, Doriana Sanchez, Shane Sparks, Sonia Taye, Eliza Thompson, Stacey Tookey, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, and Travis Wall. There has been some variation in how long into a season the judges have retained their ability to make the ultimate decision on who is eliminated from week to week. In earlier seasons this ability was typically lost around week 5 of the competitive phase of the show, but in seasons 7 through 9 the judges have retained this ability until relatively late in the competition, at week 7. Overview of format and presentation by season. From its inception in season 6 and through season 10, the Dancer Showcase episode represented a non-competitive round with no viewer voting or subsequent eliminations, followed the next week by the first competitive round. In season 11 it was the first episode of the season upon which viewers vote. For seasons 8 to 10, the Dancer Showcase episode was combined with the Top 20 reveal episode, with groups of the dancers performing immediately after being revealed as finalists. In both seasons 7 and 8, the judges decided not to eliminate any dancers on the occasion of one results show. In both cases this event was followed by the elimination of double the normal amount of contestants the following week. Similarly, for format reasons, season 9 featured 2 shows with double eliminations, with 4 dancers eliminated instead of 2 for each of these shows. Dance styles and choreographers. Over the course of its 11 seasons, So You Think You Can Dance has featured dozens of distinct dance styles in its choreographed routines. Most of these styles fall into 4 categories that are regularly showcased and can be found in almost every performance episode: Western contemporary classical styles, ballroom styles, hip-hop street styles, and jazz and its related styles. Various other forms of dance that do not especially fall into these broad categories are seen as well, but not as regularly. The following styles have all been seen in a choreographed duet or group routine. Styles featured only in auditions or solos are not listed. Classical styles. Routines from the classically derived style of contemporary dance are the most common dances seen on the show, being seen in every performance episode of the series. While contemporary, lyrical, and modern dance are typically considered 3 separate styles, the practice on So You Think You Can Dance has been to refer to all routines in this area as contemporary, except in the first season where the label lyrical was used for the same purpose. Ballet routines occur much more rarely, at a rate of 1 or 2 per season since their introduction in the 4th season. Street and club styles. Hip-hop routines are also present in every performance episode. While these routines frequently feature elements from many different subgenres of hip-hop and various street styles, they are typically all labeled under the umbrella term of hip-hop. An exception is the now frequently featured lyrical hip-hop, which is unique amongst all the styles on SYTYCD in that it is the only one that is held to have become a known distinct style at least in part as a result of the show. The style is widely attributed to regular show choreographers Tabitha and Napoleon Dumo and the term itself to Judge Adam Shankman. These 2 broad categories are occasionally supplemented by krump routines, which have been featured a few times a season since their introduction in Season 2. Additionally, the styles of breakdancing, walking, and stepping have all been featured in exactly one routine. Ballroom styles. Ballroom styles are also seen regularly in every performance episode. These dances may be traditional European-derived styles or Latin American styles or a mix of the two. Jazz, Broadway, and musical theater styles. Jazz is featured in nearly all performance episodes. While these routines are typically labeled simply jazz, the genre is notable as being one of the most fusional featured on the show, and various style combinations and subcategories have been referenced. Descended from jazz but treated as a separate genre on SYTYCD, Broadway is analogous to the label musical theater outside the U.S., American social styles. These dance styles are featured less frequently than their ballroom relatives, but have been seen intermittently since the first season. Regional traditional styles. In addition to the broad categories above, many more styles that are less common in the U.S. are sometimes featured. Most of these are seen only once, but the Bollywood style has been featured several times per season since the fourth season. Seasons, Grand Finalists, Season 1. Season 2. The second season premiered on May 12, 2006. The top 20 finalists were revealed on June 8, and the winner, Benjamin Schwimmer, was named America's Favorite Dancer on August 16, 2006 after 16 million votes were collected for the season finale. Travis Wall was the first runner-up, and Donielle Jones was named second runner-up. There were several changes to the show's format in the second season. This season was the first to feature 2 episodes per week, splitting the bulk of the performances and the voting results segments between 2 nights. New styles of dance were also introduced, and the winning prize was increased from $100,000 to $250,000 and also included a new car and a 1-year contract to perform in a car. Copyright Line Dion show then performing Las Vegas. The season was also the first followed by a live tour for the top 10 dancers. Season 3. Open auditions for Season 3 began early October 2006, held in New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Atlanta. Like the previous season, those that made the cuts moved on to Las Vegas. The taped auditions premiered on the Fox on May 24, 2007, and the subsequent shows were taped and broadcast live for a 12-week season. Cat Deeley returned as host, and Nigel Lythgoe returned as permanent judge. Joining Lythgoe permanently at the judging table was Mary Murphy. Her promotion was reported by TV Guide on March 8, 2007. The prize for the winner was increased to $250,000 cash. On the performance finale show, it was announced that the series had been picked up for a 4th season. Sabra Johnson was named America's Favorite Dancer, while Danny Tidwell was named runner-up. Season 4. Auditions for Season 4 began in Texas on January 17 and took place in 6 locations through March 2008. The show kicked off its 2-hour season premiere on May 22, 2008. Cat Deeley returned as host and Nigel Lythgoe and Mary Murphy as permanent judges. This season saw the introduction of new dance styles, including Bollywood, and new choreographers, including hip-hop duo Tabitha and Napoleon Dumo. The prize for the winner was again $250,000 cash and the title of America's Favorite Dancer, and additionally included an offer for a role in the dance film Step Up 3D. In the finale, viewers voted Joshua Allen as the overall winner, while Katie Sheen was voted the top female dancer and was given a previously unannounced award of $50,000. Season 5. Auditions for Season 5 kicked off in New York City on November 13, 2008 and continued on to Miami, Los Angeles, Denver, Memphis, and Seattle. The premiere aired on May 21, 2009. Louis Van Amstel joined the show's cast of choreographers and Shane Sparks returned to choreograph while on break from America's Best Dance Crew. The prize for the winner was once again $250,000 cash, the chance to be on the November 2009 issue cover of Dance Spirit magazine, and the title of America's Favorite Dancer. On August 6, 2009, Jeanine Mason was given the title. Season 6. after a low-rated special episode of Dance featuring Lythgoe presenting his and viewers' favourite dance routines from Seasons 1 Euro 5. The sixth season of Dance premiered on Wednesday, September 9, 2009. Auditions were held in Boston, Atlanta, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Phoenix, and Salt Lake City. Adam Shankman joined as the permanent judge for the first time this season. The winner was Russell Ferguson and the runner-up was Jacob Carr. Season 7. Auditions began in Miami, Florida, on January 18, 2010, continuing through New York, Dallas, Nashville, and Chicago, ending in Los Angeles on March 26. The season premiered on May 27, 2010. This season introduced significant format changes to the show, with the top 11 dancers instead of the traditional top 20 and all-stars, contestants from previous seasons who returned to partner with the top 11 for a portion of their routines. Lauren Sánchez won this season with Kent Boyd as runner-up. Season 8. Auditions started October 13, 2010 in Oakland, California and continued through November 15 in Brooklyn, New York. The premiere aired on May 26, 2011. This season began a new version of the All-Star format in which the All-Stars didn't come in until the top 10. The show returned to a top 20 with couples. This season also marks the first time that the public can cast votes online, in addition to calling in, with a limit of 50 votes per viewer. On August 11, 2011, it was announced that Melanie Moore was the winner of Season 8 and Sasha Mallory the runner-up. Together they received 79% of the 11.5 million votes. Season 9. On October 6, 2011, Fox announced that it had renewed So You Think You Can Dance for a ninth season, which premiered on May 24, 2012. In January 2012, Lythgoe announced that the result shows had been cut by Fox. On May 18, 2012, Nigel Lythgoe announced the two winners will be crowned, a male and a female. The two winners announced on September 18, 2012 were Eliana Gerard and Gian Westbeat Scott. Season 10. On December 20, 2012, Fox announced that So You Think You Can Dance was renewed for a 10th season. Season 10 premiered on May 14, 2013, in its new Tuesdays at 8 p.m. time slot. The two-part premiere concluded on May 15, 2013 at 9 p.m., after the finale of American Idol Season 12. On September 10, 2013, Amy Yakima and Dushawn Fix-Shanskell were named the Season 10 winners, becoming the first contestants to take the top two positions who had been a couple at the beginning of the live show competition. No music artists or special dance performers appeared on this season except for all stars who were former contestants. Season 11. On September 10, 2013, during the Season 10 finale telecast, Lythgoe announced that So You Think You Can Dance was renewed for an 11th season, which premiered Wednesday, May 28, 2014. Special show, on September 2, 2009, as prelude to Season 6, a special show aired featuring judge picks for the top 15 routines from the first 5 seasons. At the end of the show creator and judge Nigel Lythgoe presented his favorite performance, a contemporary piece choreographed by Ty Stereo and performed by Melissa Sandvik and Ada Bayami. Ratings: So You Think You Can Dance premiered with over 10 million viewers in 2005. For Season 1, it was the #1 summer show on television. However, when NBC's America's Got Talent premiered in the summer of 2006, it took the title of #1 summer show, and, over the past few years, has broadened its lead. In summer 2009, SYTYCD premiered strong with a 3.4 rating in its target demographic, although with the start of America's Got Talent roughly a month later in the same time slot, Dance fell to #4 on the ratings board. It continued to lose viewers throughout the summer of 2009 and ended up with an average of approximately 8 million viewers. Fox then moved SYTYCD to its fall 2009 schedule where its ratings continued to decline, hitting an all-time series low of 4.6 million viewers for a special episode hosted by Nigel Lythgoe on September 2, 2009. The move to the fall was short-lived. After dropping to an average of 6 million viewers, Fox moved SYTYCD back to the summer in 2010. With Mia Michaels replacing Mary Murphy and former contestants termed as All-Stars being used as partners, the ratings for Dance continued to slide to all-time series lows, dropping to just 5.6 million viewers on July 15, 2010. For Season 7, So You Think You Can Dance averaged just over 5 million viewers. Soon after the Season 7 finale, it was announced that Mia Michaels would be replaced on the judges' panel by returning personality Mary Murphy. The change appeared to have little effect on the ratings and the show continued to average just over 5 million viewers per episode in 2011 Season 8. Season 9 saw a slight uptick in ratings early on, with each of the season's first 5 episodes garnering between 6 and 7 million viewers, but the rise was short-lived and the show's ratings hit a new low of 4.16 million viewers on August 29, 2012. Season 10 maintained similar numbers, averaging about 4 million viewers per episode in 2013, with a 4.3 million viewership for the last episode of the season, an all-time series low for a finale. Despite the show being picked up for an 11th season prior to the conclusion of the 10th, in April 2014, Nigel Lythgoe released a number of comments via Twitter in which he announced that Season 11 could be the final season of the show and appealing to fans to share the information ahead of the 11th season's May premiere in an attempt to augment the show's ratings for the upcoming season and bolster its chances at renewal thereafter. Influence and international franchise, dance competition had been a part of American television for decades before the premiere of So You Think You Can Dance, but usually in the form of all-around talent searches. However, a season-long American Idol-like talent search show with a sole focus on dance had never been broadcast on American network television. Producers and judges associated with the show have stated on numerous occasions, both within the context of the show and in interviews, that the series was meant to rejuvenate the visibility and appreciation of dance as an art form in the U.S. and to give exposure to struggling dancers. Series judge Mary Murphy says, for example, "Of course you hope you can make a living at it, because you don't want to give up on something that you do, but the honest truth is most dancers have to carry 1 or 2 jobs and dance as much as they can on the side. It's a very lucky dancer who gets a full scholarship." A number of dance-themed competition shows have been produced for American television since the premiere of So You Think You Can Dance, including America's Best Dance Crew, Superstars of Dance, and Live to Dance. In 2009, Lythgoe came together with fellow SYTYCD judge Adam Shankman as well as Katie Holmes, Carrie-Ann Inaba, and others in the dance entertainment industry, in an effort to launch the Dizzy Fate Foundation, with the aim of providing scholarships and training to young dancers of limited means. The foundation has been referenced sporadically on this show since. In 2010, Lythgoe, with the assistance of other SYTYCD personalities and longtime healthy lifestyles proponent Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, was successful in getting another of his dance-oriented concepts realized an official National Dance Day, held now annually on the last Saturday of July, to promote fitness through movement. This National Dance Day has been celebrated annually by the show since. Before the end of 2005, the year the series first premiered, its format had already been licensed for the first of a number of foreign adaptations. To date, the resulting So You Think You Can Dance franchise has produced 25 shows representing as many different countries and comprising 70 individual seasons. These adaptations have aired in Armenia, Australia, Belgium, Canada, China, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Holland, Israel, Lithuania, Malaysia, New Zealand, Norway, Poland, Portugal, South Africa, Sweden, Turkey, Ukraine, the United Kingdom and Vietnam. The most recent series to enter production, So You Think You Can Dance Arabia, is set to air in an as yet undetermined number of Arab nations, but styles itself as representative of the Arab world at large, including the 21 members of Arab League. Awards and nominations: Emmy Awards, Teen Choice Awards, see also. So You Think You Can Dance Franchise Index and Overview, list of So You Think You Can Dance finalists, Dance on Television, similar shows, The Ultimate Dance Battle, Live to Dance Got to Dance, America's Best Dance Crew, Superstars of Dance, Dance India Dance, Saila Dana Section A, Udana Section O, References. External links, official website, So You Think You Can Dance episode list at chvibe.com, So You Think You Can Dance at the Internet Movie Database, So You Think You Can Dance at tv.com.